Hey everybody, welcome to the NSFW Cleveland podcast. My name is Chris Paugh.
And I am John Armstrong.
What's going on?
I always feel like I gotta make like an impression for the camera, to punctuate motherfuckers. Listen to what the fuck we say. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. What happens is we sit here and
we kind of have a podcast before the podcast, and then we're like, well, we should probably turn the camera on.
And then we figure out what we're going to talk about. Then we turn the camera on, and then it gets awkward.
Yeah.
Just because you have to do the introduction.
Yeah.
I probably
we'll just go straight
explain this all on the podcast, but we could just go into it and then record an intro later.
That's no fun. America, one of the things me and Chris were talking about was how we lack motivation to do a lot of things, and we'd probably be further in life if we would just do said things. Which one of those would be to record an intro, but ain't nobody got time for that.
Have some idea, some plan.
I am perpetually procrastinating and canceling plans. That is the heroine of my life. Oh, just tell me we're not doing. Oh God!
You get excited when you get sick.
Well, no. I just got sick again last week. I beat it away, thank God. But I hate being sick. Dude.
I don't enjoy being sick, but there's a comfort in like calling off of work and just knowing you can just lay there all day.
Yeah. Well, I used to get that when I used to get suspended from school. Like I would purposely get suspended because I used to cut school all the time anyway. So when I got suspended, I loved that because then I didn't have to hide.
Did your school ever have in-school suspension?
Oh yeah, and I would just push it further. I'm like, I'm not sitting in here, dude. Like, so I would just do something more just to get myself in more trouble. So like, get out of here. And I'm like, then I'd be at home and my mother's like, what are you doing here? I'd go to school, but legally I can't.
It got pretty boring, but there were definitely times where I felt like I'd rather be here by myself than out there with these morons.
Well, I did like the separation from everybody. Like I have never enjoyed just the whole.
You guys heard it here.
School.
John likes separation in schools.
I do. I sure do. Water fountains.
Yeah, they would even bring your lunch in there, and you would eat in the cubby.
And I went to shitty school, so lunch was shit. So unless it was pizza day, I didn't even want that shit anyway. I can not eat. It's fine.
That's how they should do school anyways. They should have all the kids sitting in a cubby hole.
Well, I mean, they kind of
learning state propaganda.
Yeah, staring at screens and shit and just shrinking their brains. Did you see that thing where they said that this is the first generation to have a lower IQ? Like it was going.
I did see that. Yeah. They will take that as that's one of those fucked up things people do with statistics is because they'll take that as just like, oh, these kids are so dumb. Not we completely and utterly failed these kids.
Yeah.
Like that's a generational
kind of a bullshit metric failure anyway. But like they're just not being challenged in ways that would show up on an IQ test.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think that means they're dumber. I think it means they're what human IQs are require and that where that energy goes has changed.
Yeah, dude. Because they can all do all this computer shit effortlessly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and Chris were talking about it. He was like, John Brown, another local comedian, funny guy, was telling you about how to email more efficiently and
emailing to get on shows.
And that's how it is for some people, like just working their way through anything tech. It's not even a thing to learn. It's just there. They just do this and do that. I remember I was talking to somebody. We were on a group text and we had to do something. And I'm like, well, how do I even write like digitally on this flyer thing that they gave me? And everybody's like laughing at me because I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And they're like, just go to Instagram and then go to your stories and then go to the editing thing and then you see how you can write on there and then write that and then bring that over here. And I was like, I wouldn't even think to do that shit.
Yeah.
But it was just natural in their head that everybody in this group chat just knew how to fill this thing out like digitally. And I'm like, I don't know how to type in this thing where it doesn't give me a prompt to be able to type in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, just transfer this to this and then write on this and then bring it back down to this.
Yeah, they know all the hacks for all the like doing things between apps and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
and it wasn't a thought. And I'm just stuck at square one. Like, how do you even write on top of this thing?
Yeah, but if you told them now show me how to do it on a piece of paper with a pen, they would be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. So I guess that must be why I'm so good at fucking. That's all I do.
Analog.
All I do is lay pipe like a goddamn.
That's what that's what we were talking about when we last time, I think, when we're not Generations, where it's the Zennial, where like we were adapting to all that stuff like as adults, like in our early 20s and late teens.
Yeah. What are kids adapting to now?
World War III, secret police, everything that sci-fi movies have been screaming about for 50, 80 years.
Is that why I was just thinking, because I sci-fi is my shit. That's my favorite genre. And I was just thinking, like, I mean, it's a million reasons why they're not movies, but still, like, there's just not movies, and that must be it for sci-fi, because they ran out, and it's all happening now. We literally have Skynet. There's a number of movies playing out right now.
Yeah,
Children of Men, Terminator, RoboCop, like
1984.
Yeah, dude. There's so many like movies that are dystopian movies that are happening right now. That it's like they're like, oh, and
it's like, were they just brainstorming and making movies about it?
Yeah, normalization of it
makes you wonder if none of these movies were ever made, would they have these ideas? Where do these ideas initiate?
Well, I mean, they say that like Gene Roddenberry, the guy who did Star Trek, so much tech came off of his tech. You know what I mean? Oh, I'd love to have a phone where you could look at somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So much stuff came out of what at first was imagination. I mean, you could go back to Jules Verne. You know what I mean? The shit he wrote, that was in the fucking 1800s. You know what I'm saying?
Star Trek 100% had an impact on scientific ambition.
Yeah.
And like the invention of those, because all those guys like
imagination. That's why they used to have like World's Fairs and shit like that. You know
all those guys that not necessarily themselves created it, like the billionaire guys, but like the people they ripped off and everything. They all grew up watching Star Trek.
The Teslas to the Edisons.
Michio Kaku, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They're all big Star Trek nerds, and they've all been part of that industry and pushing towards those futures.
I wonder what it worked.
So does that mean
watched when he was a kid?
Does that mean when like these boomers were kids, they were reading those, but they were like, oh, the fucking, I love Big Brother. I love the bad guys in this book.
Well, again, these people have no self-awareness. These are the same people who will play Rage Against the Machine at a right-wing rally.
But I think, let me follow this for a second, because when you look at like the kind of people that are still like big, like Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, the dark version, and like guys that are like big Punisher fans, people love these. I mean, focus. It's beyond that. It's like American Idol, who the most popular guy in here for years was Simon Cowell, who's just a dickhead to people. Yeah, like people love bad guys.
What a British accent on top of that, like it just just solidified
and
the douchebagger.
Yeah, House MD, another just a British asshole. Yeah, people love that shit. It's
it gives the audience a form of release or catharsis to be able to see somebody do something that you can't do, because it just points to the powerlessness that you have in your life.
But so if regular people gravitate towards those like like Wolverine, like chaotic good characters, in fiction and everything. That means like maniacs on that scale, like a maniac like Donald Trump is looking at all these sci-fi, like, if you know what I mean, like he's looking at that extreme and thinking that like those guys are fucking cool. Nobody's cooler than Darth Vader.
Well, I would, here's the thing with somebody like Trump, like I would say like a Marco Rubio or a Ted Cruz is probably into Star Wars. Trump is like, you gotta remember, Trump doesn't drink. Like Trump, he probably doesn't watch TV because that would require.
That's all he does.
Well, I mean, Fox News.
But he watches entertainment and like.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he. I can't see him following the plot of any story.
Before he got into like politics, like I mean, he always was sticking his nose in politics. Yeah. He's fascinated with anything rich or powerful people do.
Yeah.
So from celebrity, like his houses were on the lifestyles of the rich and famous, who, by the way, that narrator of that, Robin Leach, is accused of strangling a woman to death and then Trump helping him bury her on his golf course. Yeah. And that makes so much sense. Yeah. They were showing those islands off in the fucking 80s. I remember bragging about their lavish lifestyles, and they were probably panning right past grave sites of sex trafficked people.
This billionaire class, they're like the serial killers who just, like, after a while, it ain't even fun getting away with it. You kind of got to breadcrumb people out. Like, look what we.
That's the kind of people that looked at movies like the Terminator and shit like that, and we're like, why are they being so mean to these companies?
When I see that, I think Peter Thiel. That is Peter Thiel and Sam Altman.
You've got to understand.
God!
If you watch it in a certain light, the humans are the bad guys in the Terminator movies.
We were talking about me and Chris were talking about The Fly, the movie where Jeff Goldblum goes in the machine, and then of course a fly goes in with him, and it fuses his DNA. He slowly morphs into a fly. Peter Thiel looks like Jeff Goldblum, like right before like this shit started going down, when he was just sweaty and his fingernails were about to start falling apart. Like that's how Peter Thiel looks. He was just a sickly, abnormal looking man. Just just too much. That's way too much money to have.
These are the nerds people used to shove in lockers in the early old days too. Not all of them. The Trump, like, there's a lot of people that, if they're not old money, they had ties to it.
Elon got kicked down some stairs. He got fucked up. And it just proves that you deserved it, dude.
But those guys were, they had to be watching.
I got bullied too. I'm not exactly sucking out the fresh water out of the ground and making pollution just so somebody can make shitty AI slop and child corn.
Yeah, somewhere along the line, somewhere in Elon's life, he ran it up to his mama and went, "Mama, Darth Vader is so cool. I want to be strong like him and punish all the people that come after me."
My only critique is I'd make his uniform look like the stormtroopers. Why has he got to be black? And why is James Earl Jones voicing him? I mean, like, should be that other guy. Yeah, dude. Like,
I don't care for Lando. They didn't need Lando.
Fucking space pimp. I'll sell out all of Cloud City just to get some of that sweet.
There was plenty of diversity in movies in the 80s, but they were not kind about it.
No. Well, I mean, fucking George Lucas, period. Like, when they did the fucking prequels, it's like, Jesus, George, get out of the house, dude. You might as well just call these the niggas and these the chink chunks. Like, the way they talk.
There's a scene in the original Superman movie where I think he like throws a bus or something and it barely misses this black guy on the street that's like a pimp, like dressed up like a pimp and stuff. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Hey, Superman.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, it's just a caricature of like, I mean, this was 70s. This is already blaxploitation culture.
78.
Yeah, and then so that was the only lens through which blackness was accepted. It was kind of like when you started having when you had your 80s sitcoms, like, you know, your Cosby's and your Different Strokes. So then it was like Webster, just this super clean cut black person, low cut fro, Lee jeans, and just hi ma'am, and you know, then that was like the black archetype. And then what the emergence
like, yep, but guess what? All of you are Lamont Sanford now.
Yeah, which he just died. Rest in peace. But then 90s came in hip hop culture. Then everybody was like Will Smith. You know what I mean? So it's only this. But the thing that of course makes that bad. One of the many things that makes that bad is that we're not 3-dimensional beings. You just get to. So that's why. And this is a gripe a lot of black people have. Is like you'll get in white spaces and you'll have white people telling me, "Oh, I'm blacker than you because I do this, that, and the other," and it's because America, and especially white America's version of blackness is whatever caricature is being forced at them at a particular time. You know what I mean? And if you're not in that cultural
Hollywood is,
it's like,
Hollywood is bad enough about like you take like a horror movie and they have like all the archetypes where it's like this one's the white virgin girl and this guy and this guy and this guy, but there's
the girl best friend, my best friend. Yeah,
it comes off like they're representing everyone, but there's literally, it's like 5 flavors of white types, and then the black guy is just the black type.
Yeah,
and it's not like there's no different variations.
I mean, you really see that in Asian men. They're really like,
they're
empty of, because they'll use our sexuality against us in some ways, that we're just, you know, this brute, just, you know, just want to fuck. But they want it with Asian men. You don't even get that. They're just straight up emasculated. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, you don't get any of that.
That's very
man energy. You're
Asian
not going to get the girl. We're not even going to allude that a woman even wants to look at you. You know
it's like the two extremes. It's either that or like Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Like
even with that, you're
super ninja guy.
Right. Even with that, you're just in that physical capacity to be able to, like, do martial arts, but it ain't even.
But they're always still like very like soft-spoken characters.
Yeah, and it's a sterileness to it. It's not like Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon, where he don't know how to do none of that shit, but he just hits somebody a couple times, and then the saxophone goes off in the background, like, and then fucking Danny Glover's in the corner. I'm too old for this shit. He's got his revolver, and fucking Mel Gibson's got his fucking 9mm, and he tucks it in the back, and I'm gonna go to my trailer park that's parked on the beach. That's how I live.
This is my boathouse. Yeah, my boat apartment.
Waking up and throwing an egg and some beer and oatmeal in a blender. Like, that's a man. Yeah, dude. Like you, when you're like racialized or other, you know what I mean? I mean, well, unfortunately, we don't have the power to do it a lot, but you'll see it sometimes. And like the black shows with one white guy, and the white guy's like kind of dorky, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like this one like archetype. Yeah.
I could.
That's why it's hard to have.
I can really put my mind. I can wrap my head around the frustration of that, because even like on a lower level on the wrong, but like among like the archetypes of the white characters, they're all like very rigid in those types. Like there's,
well, you mean like the horror movie thing we were just talking about with this?
Yeah, where it's like the nerd guy is like such a fucking nerd.
Yeah,
like
it's
Like I like read comic books my whole life and shit like that, and I fucking hated Big Bang Theory, because I would always tell people it's fucking blackface for nerds.
Yeah.
And but it's a way more harmless
nerd minstrel show. Well, it's one of those things to where it's when you can tell the writers aren't really reflecting or relating to the characters at all. It's like all those
like
Norm
just
Lear.
so over the top.
It's like all those Norm Lear shows from the 70s when they first started having black shows like Good Times and The Jeffersons and all these. And these were all like written by white people, you know what I'm saying? So even though they were cool and black people liked it, you know what I mean? Like Jive Turkey, that word, that's a white word. Like a lot of these words that became synonymous in black men, black people picked them up, but like even like the word gangbanging,
Because culturally they were being written into movies and TV by white writers.
Yeah, but it was a white thing. Yeah, the word gangbanging did not come from niggas. that was some fucking white people in state trooper things driving through Compton like, look at these fucking gangbangers. And then after a while it's just yeah, we banging the set, you know. Oh, my black voice is worse than my white voice. Gotta work on that, America. Been a black
That's
person.
such a weird one because it's, you know, it's supposed to be referencing like gang activity.
Yeah.
But it also is a type of porn.
Again, this word was created by white guys. There is a lot of sexual undertones to so much stuff. I mean, even like, dude, I don't get into sports, but like slavery, it has so much like ripple effects in this country. Like, that guy is such a stud, or you know what I mean? Just the way they talk about.
The old classic, the Greek guy, that Jimmy the Greek thing,
and the extra twitch fibers or muscles or whatever. Yeah. They were just some beast of the field. They're just so adept to running.
White people screaming and crying about the Super Bowl halftime show not being white enough. Like, have you seen the lineup? Who do you like? You don't mind if they're like representing your city and winning games.
Yeah,
they're cool.
68 to 77% of the NFL is black, but yeah, none of the owners, nowhere where it really matters. Yeah. But that's the thing, to your point, they don't mind that because in that capacity, it's the same way as somebody not liking interracial marriage, but like they literally would love to see their wife get fucked by a black dude. It's almost like a donkey show of watching a woman get fucked by a donkey. It really is to these type of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh man, he's dark and look at his fucking cock, it's so huge. She's taking it. Oh my gosh. And then it's all over.
It's the same reason.
And then the little dick white guy comes over like, all right, now it's my turn to finish.
It's the same. It's the same.
I don't know how that works. Or
I've never seen any of that.
If we ever get a photo of your phone and your porn trails, yeah.
It's the same reason Trump wants to have a UFC fight on the White House lawn. You know, there's not going to be a white fighter in those fights that they have.
Fucking buck breaking. That was a term from slavery.
It's going to be It's going to be every nationality he's tried to kick out is going to be represented in those fights.
It's the reason why all their wives are Asian. Everybody plays their part. Come here, docile Asian woman.
He's going to sit there and watch that like DiCaprio and Django.
Yeah.
Yelling at him.
Then the fight's over and he get to come over and touch that sweaty
doesn't that
black
feel like
bull
something
on the back. It's like, all right, go have yourself a beer, Malcolm. Go and get a beer, Marcus.
You know he's gonna give him Happy Meals.
Oh my God, yes,
McDonald's.
Dry ass fucking.
Yeah, a plate full of hamburgers and French fries.
Can you imagine working at the McDonald's because he orders from like one, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, we got an order for the president. 200 cheeseburgers at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I fucking hate this dude because you know he don't tip him. You know he don't tip him. He probably don't even pay him.
McDonald's is not you don't tip at McDonald's.
I know, but I'm saying anybody who did that would just out of courtesy would be like, you know what I mean?
Send the staff something for
and you know what I mean? And just take pictures with him and just thank you. He's such a piece of shit.
He makes Stephen Miller pick up the tab.
Oh God. You know he ain't tipping. Oh God. Is that a Jewish joke? Or is that a Stephen Miller's evil joke?
No, he's talked about this. I've heard something where he talked about how tips shouldn't exist. Pretty sure. Unless he's
talking about circumcision and
forced. Maybe that was a Jewish thing he was talking about.
The jokes write themselves. You saw that one. I saw that one. Oh man, this circumcision is anti-Semitic.
So motivation,
right? Oh my God, America, write in the comments. Well, write in the comments. Period. We got to blow this thing up. I know we do this podcast once every 3 weeks, but we're back on track. But no, how do y'all get motivated? Like, how do people get motivated?
Because we were talking about this is my birthday just happened, and I'm awful in the winter. Like I don't get anything done. It's just survival.
No.
And then around this time of year, I start to get my shit together, and I'll start working out again and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, man. It's rough. I think it's Ohio for me. I think I would do better somewhere it was just nice all year.
In Florida, you look like groundskeeper, just ripped.
Yeah, I think so.
Just all muscle bound and just out all the time, right around the pickup with some
I think I would be way less miserable out west somewhere.
Yeah, well, definitely more sun. I do feel like I love Cleveland, but I do feel like this feels like one of a handful of relationships I've had that it's like you're holding on too long. Let go, John. Let go.
If I could manage,
it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with either one of you.
If I could manage a way to go live somewhere nice for just December, January and February every year that would be ideal. I like being here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate it.
Well, that's part of the reason why I want to be a traveling full-time comedian, because I do want to get to financially stable enough to be more a citizen of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just be able to go where you want to go when you want to go.
For a few months in the winter somewhere out west.
Or even like I want to go stay here for a few weeks, or I want to go stay here for a few weeks. Like
you could do,
and not even like opulent, just being there and eating at their local whatever the fuck and going to their movies. Like I'm not like partying it up and blah blah blah.
Do you think they have different movies?
Yeah, if you're in a different country, Chris, yes they would.
Oh, okay,
right?
country.
Yeah.
I was thinking of within America, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say you could go on tour.
Puerto Rico's a different country. All them Puerto Rican movies.
If you could book enough shows, you could go through like Vegas, California,
oh God, I would love
Arizona, into Texas, and like do that in the winter months, and then do your summer months in the Midwest and the East.
Yeah. I want to go. Like, I want to
notice none of my none of this for me. This is a map in my mind that I'm pointing at. None of this is going into the South.
Yeah. Where Chris is actually from. Georgia's calling you. They want.
I don't think it is. I would probably go play.
Georgia's calling you the N-word.
Among other things.
He's up in Cleveland race mixing. I saw that podcast.
Athens, Georgia might be cool, I think. I haven't been there. I didn't go there when I lived there, but It's like a college town. It's like a pretty liberal artsy.
I would imagine it's like
down
Ohio,
there.
like where that's where OU is. Athens.
It's
That's
like
always gonna be like a cool, cute
close to
little
the
college
beach
town.
down there. Like it's the one little piece of Georgia that near there that touches the ocean.
Oh yeah, it's like by Savannah then, huh? Because Savannah's on the ocean, right?
Oh, well, actually, they're far apart.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
confusing. I think it's one or the other. I always get those two confused.
Yeah. Have you been to
Florida?
Savannah?
I have zero interest in ever going to Florida.
I want to go, but I just want to go just to go. Plus, my cousin's down there, so I want to. He came up here to say hi so many times. I want to pop up on him.
I had a layover in Miami, I think, but I was just in the airport for like 2 or 3 hours.
Florida just feels
I
like
saw
that
enough.
girl at work that everybody fucked that you just kind of want to just see what it's about, but you're gonna feel gross after you do it, but you just kind of gotta do it.
But you also know like how much she's talked about everybody else.
Yeah. So you
like,
have
I
no
don't-
desire, but then you're like, well, she's got
she's
big
gonna
titties.
tell everybody else.
Yeah, I heard she sucks a good dick. I mean, I've never seen a cold sore on her, so I mean. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yep. Florida's the work whore. You know you want it. You try to act like you're better than it. But get a few drinks on you. And you want to go down there.
Well, I don't. I mean, there's so many fucking weird laws now. I don't want to. I don't know. I was scared of Texas too before I went, but Austin is like not like anything like the rest of Texas. Is my
Well, I
understanding.
mean, any city's gonna be a city. I've seen pictures of El Paso, and that looks beautiful. I wouldn't mind going there. I heard Houston, as far as laid out, is just huge and stupid and just overcrowded and hot. But I would want to go just to see some of the culture and food, just because there's so many different type of people that live there.
Yeah, it's I would never live there, but I would Austin's a fun town to visit.
I'm scared of Austin. I want to go. I should go just to say hi to Mickey, but I also want to go just to yell at those people.
I'm doing roast battles in New York and Chicago again in April and May. Those are both very fun places.
Yeah, Chicago's the shit.
Well, see, I bombed last time I roast battled there. I haven't been back.
Yeah, get that.
So I'm
gotta
gonna
get that bad bomb taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, I gotta go get a good battle in and then see what happens.
Were y'all at a club? Where'd y'all do it?
Zanies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully book a couple of shows too.
Yeah, dude. A car. Motivation, America, and we're back.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right now. I gotta get a car again.
Yeah. I haven't had a car in so long that like I don't if I had adequate transportation, I could really go without a car. Like to the point to where I'd get a car just for fun, just to be able to drive.
Like if there was a better
transit
system here.
God,
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't get a car. Like just I had to drive my girl's car yesterday. Like I haven't driven in so long that like I feel it's so new that I get like I don't want to say scared, but I kind of get scared driving. Like I just feel like I'm a teenager on the freeway. Just like,
We definitely, if Cleveland had a subway system, I would never.
no,
I would not think about leaving half as much as I do.
no. Well, they purposely didn't have good transit, so for one, God forbid the blacks and the poorest be able to go where they please when they please, and also just the auto industry lobbied to literally pull up all the trolley cars and bankrupt all the transit systems. Anything close to anything collectivism, America has always been staunchly against.
How much have corporations really just like hindered human growth?
I mean,
because
100%.
when you see like
we
the
talk about
subway system and what they accomplished in New York with that, and how it works and how precise it is, and the scope of that human beings built
have
that
millions and millions
is
of people
so much
right
more
on top of
amazing.
each other, and we can efficiently move them all
Yeah,
around.
it's so much more amazing and more of a human accomplishment than fucking the auto industry just cock blocking the universe from letting humans do shit like
They're
that.
shitty in every way. Like the roads and parking lots take up most of public space. That's one of the leading causes of death.
Parking lots, because they can charge for parking spots and sell you cars, and
Further driving up the price of all real estate, including houses. They run on oil. We're in this forever war. We're at war with Iran. Didn't even bring that up. And all the global warming, like the petrodollar is the only thing that backs up American money. It's the only thing that gives us any kind of standing in the world, which is why we're constantly behind it. The car is just like it's kind of like what they're trying to make AI to be, to where it's tied into every facet of life.
yeah.
And it's just this thing that's unnecessary, but kind of like Christianity or any other just huge thing, you can't question it, because if you start pulling at those strings, it'll quickly fall apart. But there's no reason that we should be doing any of this. The traffic is horrible. The amount of accidents, it's not efficient. Like, it's stupid on so many levels. Like, I mean, remember the pandemic when everybody had to stay in the house, and just those first few weeks when there was nothing going on, and how just the air started clearing up, and like just from that little bit, it was still human beings operating through the world, but just from that little bit
Dolphins returning to the base.
Yeah, like people forgetting that all these cities are on the ocean. Like, I can see a whale in New York. It's like, well, it is on the Atlantic Ocean, but you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking wild, man. I don't know. I've said it before. One of my hopes, and I have to have hope because I have kids. I know you do too. But is what we're going through is they call this an extinction burst event, to where when there's an old style, an old way, it's dying off, and this is like the last push of them trying to hold on to power. None of this shit is sustainable. Fucking, we're in Iran. We don't have any money for any of this shit. And then Trump's like, I'm gonna bomb like South America too. Like, and then this is the craziest crazy train.
This is the dying old man trying to leave his image on history.
Yeah.
Because he's scared of insignificance.
Did you hear we're asking Ukraine for help now?
Yeah.
Can you kind of sort of help us? Turns out war sucks, and it's hard.
And it's gonna work. There's no way you can talk about history now without 50 years from now without
I don't think
pointing at the lessons we end up learning from all this shit.
I don't think, not necessarily. It depends, because history is written by the winners. But after a while, I mean, depending on your perspective, you will start to have shifts in how people view things. I mean, look at how people are viewing even just settler colonial states around the world. You know what I mean? At first, it was looked at, as this European expansion and, manifest destiny in America and Australia. But now people are starting to see how... I mean, we can't unfuck it. I mean, you literally can't unpopulate North and South America, you know what I mean? But at the same time, people are starting to acknowledge that this wasn't for a greater good. Because they used to say that to black people, like, well, slavery was wrong, but if you weren't slaves, you'd be in Africa running around naked somewhere. And it's like, no. It's like that's the narrative of the people who took us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Would have been they would have been there advancing at the same pace that everyone else has.
And there's so many African city states that had all different levels of civilization. So it's not like again, people don't know this. It's like when people say this type of shit works in China because China is a homogenized nation. No, it's not. they have hundreds of different ethnicities and languages, and what they had to do to pull all those people together. It's just that, yes, to us, they kind of do all look the same. But you don't realize there's a big divide between North and South. There are darker fucking Chinese people, but through our lens, you know what I mean? We just homogenize everything and just oversimplify everything. It's not that simple. Africans aren't that simple. White people united under whiteness, but Europeans aren't that simple. That's why all these European countries to this day don't get along, because they're not just white. You know what I mean? Like you will never. It's the same fucking island, and you will never get a Scottish person to like a fucking British person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So it's just this oversimplification that we do with history, that we do with people. I think it's a good thing that it seems that we're starting to come out of that. I mean, not to pivot, but like I think the Epstein files is kind of showing that in a way that some of our fears were confirmed about, you know, the ruling elite and what they're capable of and what they're doing. But it's also showing us like they're doing this because they're scared of the power that we actually have. We can do some pushback. We can.
It's also like
we can shape our lives for the better.
As bad as things are right now, it's like, you know, in 10 years from now, whatever this is will be an entirely different thing.
Yeah, 'cause all these people are going to be, Netanyahu's going to be dead. Putin's
yeah,
gonna be dead.
it's going to be either better or worse, but it's not going to be this.
I think it's going to be better.
What I
hope
keep,
so.
what I
I hope
keep,
so.
I do too. What I think about a lot is like when you look at history, there's something called like the 100-Year War, which is more than one person's lifespan. So this was like, but that's just it's not even the most important war in history.
Yeah,
it's like I always think of like, what were the people alive then doing and shit, and like through earlier history when it was like mass migrations, like did they have their own versions of Manifest Destiny where they were all at war and thought, you know, claimed some divine thing was leading them to take over this land and you know, subjugate these people, and like this is all it's just the same shit over and over from humans.
Yeah, you just keep
and we think we're fucking special because we developed iPods and phones and shit.
It's one of those things too, again, like it's through a person's filter, you know what I mean, that you can contextualize this. I mean,
I do think the big difference of now is the way that there's never been a time in history where we communicated across the world as quickly as we can now. So I do think that changes events and stuff, but it doesn't change like the nature of what humans want and what their shitty like pig fuck motivations are.
It just changes the way that people drive a narrative, because it's kind of paradoxical that in a way, since there's all this communication, there's all this knowledge, there's just all this just access to it, you would think that everybody is more educated, has more knowledge, and is more connected. But paradoxically, everybody feels more isolated. Everybody there's such misinformation campaigns and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's so weird that at the same time you can have all this information. If you don't know how to filter through the information, if you don't know the sources of it, if you don't know like the motivations for people to be telling you this, or for people to be omitting things, then you're just as fucked as a person who doesn't know anything at all.
I guess
that's the weird part of it.
I guess in that way it's still not that different, because they would just spread lies just through they would send someone out to lie to the peasants and everything else back then too.
Yeah. I don't know. I
but it's faster, and the nuclear firepower is a new thing too.
Yeah, that's scary. One of the things I hope gets better is I think I don't know. It might just be talking, but I mean, all this creepy shit coming out with the Epstein stuff, and then like with child abuse, and then the Me Too culture.
I think there's going to be a slow turnover of like people are not having this.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of sexual deviancy is going to be brought to life. I don't think you can ever totally get rid of that, but the same way, like, we're not cavemen, like you can literally bop a girl on the head and drag her to your house. I think a lot of this, like this child rape, molestation, I think because a lot of this is coming out because it's just so common. And I think once you get that out of the way, you can get a better moral compass, because so many people are morally compromised because they've been sexually assaulted, because they have some type of black, you know what I mean? Like if that's not a
Congress voted, they put up a vote to release the sexual misconduct reports of everyone in the Senate. So they have like their own private HR thing. These are classified. The vote, only 65 members of the House, it's like 500, right? 65 of them voted to release these things out of 500. Which is one of the most bipartisan things they've ever done in recent history, was to vote against releasing their own sexual misconduct reports.
Yeah,
that's 400 something of them saying no.
Yeah,
because why?
Because sexual deviancy is fucking common. And it's one of those things to where, like, not to shit on women, but like women participate in this too. It's the same way as like how black people participate in white supremacy. You know what I mean? It's like you don't necessarily have to be like the big bad guy. There's always a just Ghislaine Maxwell or some type of person who's willing to.
In the last 20 years, there's been two major figures that have been busted for sex trafficking to other millionaires, and it's a black guy and a woman.
Yeah. And statistically, if you look at all of these crimes, white men overwhelmingly do these crimes like rape and all this. And
that's who Ghislaine Maxwell worked. Well, she worked for Israel, but her dad was a Mossad agent.
Yeah.
And her and Jeffrey were blackmailing people on behalf of the Israelis.
And again, I don't think it's because white people or white men necessarily have a predilection for, like, you know, sexual deviancy. I saw somebody that was talking about this, and they were saying, like, basically, when you are in a class of people who never get looked at, you can get away with a lot of shit. And I think that's why that crime tends to skew white and male, because you're the last one being looked at. You know what I mean? It's like, black people aren't necessarily better at basketball. It's just it's the cheapest, easiest sport to play. Fucking child molesting's the easiest sport to play for a white guy. I don't want to fuck kids, but it's cheap.
It's amazing, dude, how much like that's what people do when they get $1 billion.
We talked about this before. It's another form of isolation.
It's so crazy.
It's another form of. It's not only are you isolated, and that literally changes your brain pattern and your brain structure. You know what I mean? So not only are you isolated, but you have this different dynamic to where you're not isolated in a prison where you have no power. You're isolated where you have ultimate power. So
what would you do?
So you're isolated, and you can do literally anything you want.
What would you do as a billionaire?
I will honestly, like, especially like if these people like hundreds of billions of dollars, I would literally build like Cleveland into like a utopia. Cleveland would be fucking, you know, Singapore or Hong Kong or some shit. You know what I mean?
I would go to space.
I would shoot your rocket down.
Jesus Christ.
But I would honestly like just home ownership, putting money in people's hands. I would invest a lot in Africa. I would try to help. I would just help black people, man. I would just try to put money in people's hands. But the other thing that I would make a focal point is education and knowledge, because ultimately, since I am anti-capitalist, you can't black capitalist your way out of this. So I would use the money to give people resources, but I would also use it to try to show that there's a better way. And that's why I would want to build like Cleveland into this, because like, hey, all this stuff is great, and then the transit doesn't cost you any money, and the healthcare is free, and the whole who's going to pay for it? Well, we incentivize this and that. We just redirect money here to there. This stuff isn't as hard as you think. If we literally ask who's going to pay for like what we're doing now, from Iran to South America, blah blah blah.
Imagine that much money going into infrastructure in Cleveland,
and just things looking beautiful, like being able to walk around, being around parks. And since their money isn't a scarcity, you don't have to worry about ghettos and people trying to rob you. Again, I don't think it would be utopia. But I don't think that should be the enemy of getting something better. Because most violent crime, at least that happens, especially between strangers, is more of a scarcity thing, and people just robbing and things like that. And you can get to a point. I mean, we've done it as a society. I mean, not here but as humans, we've done it before, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's what the Americas were for the most part. North America was, I mean, besides what fucking Mexicans was doing, chopping people's heads off and it's fucking sacrificing
allegedly
volcanoes. No, yeah, that might even be a myth that Cortez made up just so he could steal all their shit. But ooh, this is a advanced city. Let's say they're killing each other. Yeah, because they had a bunch of advanced shit. But yeah, so I don't know. I if I was a billionaire, I would just try to just show people that there's a different way.
Yeah, I would.
It ain't gotta be like this.
I don't know specifically, but I would definitely give it to. I would help. I would. Yeah. I would feel like shit not to do anything.
And like,
how do you have that much power and act like, and not like, why does everybody that gets that just turn into a big piece of shit that doesn't
well, some of it is probably a layer of imposter syndrome, to where you have that much stuff and you're like, well, in the back of your mind, you know you didn't earn this, because nobody earns that. So what you start doing is putting layers between yourself and other people so that they don't get to see the man behind the curtain and see how much of a dope you are. Look at fucking Mark Zuckerberg's fucking transformation he had to do just to look like he was a fucking human. You know what I mean? Like, cause he's just a dope. He's a dope that stole somebody's app and then became one of the richest people in the world. And that's why every other invention out of his mouth is like Trump steaks. You know what I mean?
How do you have that much and not in sleep when you know there's like
the amount of people kissing his ass?
Ugh.
Dude, you're an innovator. You changed the world. You're just and that's all day long. All day long.
But if people were even
up your ass.
But you have to be a certain kind of person, because if I had those people, even
the type of guy who makes a Hot or Not website. Yeah, you
everything everything they said to me, I would be like, yeah, but there's still people like that don't have food, right? So let's give them some food. Like, why is that such a why don't any of them ever come to that conclusion?
I honestly don't know. I mean, there's a simple answer of, you know, these people are shitty people.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, kind of like, you know, well, how come you? It's like saying, why wouldn't you eventually, you know, try a certain food just out of sheer curiosity? You know what I mean? That's one of the weirdest parts of it. I mean, you could say, yeah, these people are evil and blah 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 blah. But just out of shit, it's like scratching your butt and smelling your finger. Just out of just human, like, ooh, I wonder what happens if we fucking eradicated homelessness.
Or the homeless.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, cause that's the thing, how they were talking about, like,
no homeless, no problem.
You know. How they were talking about back in the day with your Rockefellers, speaking of Cleveland, and your J.P. Morgans and all this. All those were horrible people, but they did at the end of their lives, like, let me put my name on some buildings and some foundations and some, you know what I mean?
But that's
you don't even have that now.
That's just to have their names live longer than them. That's so they get remembered.
Oh, of course.
This is I think is a huge motivator for like Trump and all these people. As they get old, it's more about legacy than it is money at that point.
I completely get that. I understand that. What I'm saying is, as bad as they were, at least some of the things they left their name on actually contributed something.
Yeah,
You know
I mean, yeah.
It wasn't like
it
wasn't Trump stakes.
I would like to see a
Trump
case by case basis before I agree on that.
Oh, trust me, I'm not about to sit here and simp for Rockefeller because that's one of those things that that I hate about philanthropy. It's like because it's all ego.
It's late in life and it's like, oh, look at me throw I don't know. You put
it's like
my name
or
on
maybe just pay people better and you don't have to be this Pied Piper of goodness.
Give some of it to orphanages and shit.
Just you accumulated this money because you had an excess from the amount of labor that your employees created. So why not just give it back to them or lower the price of your product?
Barron Trump bought $30 million worth of stock in a Iranian oil company before, or in some oil
which
company,
I refuse to believe that
8 hours before.
I refuse to believe that he personally did anything. I have never seen that.
Someone put it in his. I mean, somebody.
I've never seen him talk or move. I don't even. He's not human.
But if you don't think he's been groomed to cheat and rip people off either, like I'm sure he could have come up with that idea himself.
Well, the one thing I'll give him is as weird and as crazy as he looks, like. His other brothers look like fucking chimps throwing shit at each other. He looks like Trump. Yeah,
young Trump.
Yeah, what is it? What is his other son's name?
Donald and Eric.
Yeah,
Don Jr. and Eric.
They just Jesus Christ,
looking like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. That's the other thing. Something about having money,
demon.
you should have. It must give you some form of body dysmorphia. Because Jesus Christ, dude, all of those people you look ridiculous. They all look ridiculous. The women look ridiculous
with the collagen lips and
the men like the. He looks like I get. Oh, not yeah.
The wing mascara.
Yeah, Don Jr. is the one with the dark hair, and Eric. Yeah, Eric looks like a version of what's his fucking name with the head injury. He was in Silver Bullet. America, help me.
He looks like Baraka in Mortal Kombat. The guy with the big sharp teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like Killer Croc in the bad Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
They made him a racist character.
I gotta look this up because this is going to drive me crazy. It's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah. That's where we get to an hour after bringing up motivation. It's so crazy to watch Barron do that and then remember like the hell those people raised over Hunter Biden.
Gary Busey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Eric looks like Gary. Just that fucking nutty. Oh my God. Like just crazy, nothing behind the eyes. Just chimps throwing shit. Gary Busey. Hell yeah.
One of the white guy archetypes.
What was that?
Nothing.
Okay. You said that way too quick and concise. It's fine. Nothing.
They do the maintenance.
Have you heard about this thing of like guys taking women on hikes and then just leaving them?
No.
This popped up in my algorithm. Apparently this is a thing, and like it's more common than you think. And a lot of times the only way women end up getting out is like other hikers will find them just randomly and then they'll get out of there. But they had a couple, like this lady's recorded it, and
like this is like a danger women are having it on apps now. That's
no, not on an app. It's just a guy you've been with forever, and that's his way of breaking up with you, is going on a hike with you, and then just walking ahead of you to the point of where you just leaving you, and then just taking off. And then, well, Cindy got lost on the Oregon Trail.
If you lead somebody into the wilderness like that, can't you end up? Are they getting charged with anything or?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It was kind of one of those long feeds that kind of dragged on that I don't remember the conclusion of it. But I mean, these aren't black guys doing this, Chris. So I don't think these guys are going to jail. They got enough.
Dude, I know I've talked about this before, but the internet's done such a good job of making young people hate each other for all kinds of reasons, and young Gen Z men hate women.
Yeah,
there's a big portion. Like the Proud Boy types and shit.
They want a trad wife.
They want a trad wife,
wake up and grind.
They watch too much of that porn you were talking about, and they're all confused about what that means for them.
Yeah.
and all kinds of shit that
listen to rap.
The most insecure people in the world.
The N-word, but they hate black people, but they fetishize blackness and black culture, and then they get into alt-right type shit and fitness and health and conspiracy theories and how you don't understand.
And that's where the white supremacy people get them, and they push the white genocide narrative on them and turn them into Andrew Tate
and
fans.
Then once they get just a little bit of self-awareness that this might be shitty, then they become Christians, and then they cloak themselves in the Bible. So everything that's going on, it can't be bad because I'm anointed by the blood of Jesus. And then of course the suppressed not just fetishization of blackness, but also of other men and gayness, which is why they bow down to hierarchy, because they subconsciously want to submit to a daddy. You know what I mean? It's we've seen this movie a million times. The guys, is it too old, man, to say touch grass? Go touch grass. Go touch grass. We can't continue on like this. I think
don't listen to people that are telling you how to be a man.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, because everybody's an individual. You're wasting your time.
Well,
live your best life.
Here's the thing about Trump too, and manosphere shit. I used to call this like kind of like Louis Farrakhan. Like, these are people who say fucked up shit. These are also people who will hit you with a few true things that nobody is saying.
Yeah.
And that's what hooks people in.
Well, they speak to your, like, I watched those goofy fucking, that Nick Fuentes and his Groyper people after the Charlie Kirk thing. The propaganda they're making with AI is like white families with bombs getting dropped on them, and like with, like Mexican gardeners and black people, and they push it into Disney movies and shit to go like, look, even your superheroes are being taken away from you. And they've got them scared to death that someone's trying. But it goes back, we've talked about this a bunch, but it goes back into like neo-Nazi gangs and shit in the 90s, and they moved into propaganda.
The old Turner Diaries and all that good shit.
Yeah, the fear of white genocide is driving so much of it.
Which is, I mean, to be fair, like, if you even have that mentality, you kind of, white people already genocided themselves when y'all start letting all these other people be white to expand the white tent. If y'all would have kept it waspy, you know what I mean? Let all the Irish and Italians and the North Africans,
that defeats the purpose is to not become a minority, and because in democracy you can't, if you're a minority, then
well, that's why they're moving away from that too, because it's like, well, if we're going to do this thing, we kind of have to
democracy's not going to work.
We're not going to have our numbers. But it's all convoluted bullshit, because these are all people who Western civilization is anchored in Roman and Greek thought, and these are Mediterranean civilizations that weren't white. They were European, but it wasn't, again, how we look outside looking in. It wasn't this homogenized kind of thing, you know what I mean? And even some of the negative and positive of racialization came from those days, because like if you were lighter skinned, you were more feminized because the women stayed in the house, and you were more masculine if you had darker skin just because of the sun, because you tan. But over time that became negative, because that meant if you had a tan, that meant you had to work, and the lighter you were, it mean the less you had to work, that's when whiteness started being kind of coveted more. But even on that, it wasn't a racialized thing, you know what I mean? Even like when people like harken back to Greek times, when people were in the robes and philosophized, you gotta remember, like, this was a civilization that lasted for hundreds of years, and a lot of what we fantasize about is some of the earlier years when it was way more of a, I wouldn't call it, say primitive, but a less evolved civilization. It's the same with the Roman Empire. Most of the shit that we talk about with Julius Caesar and around that time, the Colosseum didn't exist then. Like, all these things that we've come to know about the Roman Empire, you know what I mean? It would be like us romanticizing America, but only thinking about 1776 and powdered wigs and stuff like that. It's like, over time, through the filter of time, you're just romanticizing this small part, and this whole civilization was so much more,
Yeah.
So yeah, white people ruin whiteness by letting all these other people be white, and now there's no purity, because whiteness whiteness is the absence of. That's why the one drop rule is.
If it weren't that, nobody would say white. They would say European, Irish, Italian.
Well, yeah, there's always a way to just wink, wink, nod, nod in group. You know what I mean? You just got to come up with
it's an alliance of white.
Yeah.
Looking people.
No.
But
yeah, I want to be in the in group.
But that white fear, fear of white genocide really is like, that's why they push like so many like Marvel stuff and like race swapping and doing, just to agitate those people and give them I
was talking about
talking point
on stage last week. And fucking Epstein files, some of this shit kind of came out with him, and how Epstein was instrumental in getting 4chan and all these weird little conspiracies off the ground, and fomenting a lot of these little internet arguments,
QAnon,
and Gamergate and all this shit. Like, yeah. And I was telling somebody, because it felt so, because the people are all the Hollywood's woke and blah 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 blah. Like, the heads of Disney and Sony and all these places are white guys. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a fat black woman. And
they're using woke to like create, that's the boogeyman, and they're playing the boogeyman.
But that's what I'm saying, to your point where you're saying like they're purposely swapping out some of these things and doing this shit just to make just to foment some
corporate Pride Month, or corporate and acknowledging wokeness, whatever. It's performative, and it's done to, it's malicious compliance.
Yeah.
It's these groups have been asking for rights and recognition, and they're going, fine, motherfucker, we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it in a way that's gonna piss off everybody that hates you.
Yeah, and we're gonna one-dimensionalize you and make you a caricature, and make your sexuality just be all you are. You're just this thing that likes butt sex, or a woman who can't stop wearing flannel. You're an exaggerated caricature of a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We will other the fuck out of you. Yeah. They don't care about any true inclusion or anything. It's just let's agitate the masses, and let's confirm all their fears. Like, yeah, you are right. Like, cause some stuff you'll look at and you're just like, yeah, inclusion, but other stuff is just like, there was no need for that. Like, why are you?
Because why
are you doing this?
When these things happen, more often than not, like whatever controversial topic it is, whether it's the Little Mermaid casting or Black Captain America, those kind of things where they've done where it's like
Why the fuck didn't he get the serum?
the whole
You're Captain America. Get out there.
The whole,
Where's my serum? You'll be fine.
the whole thing is done because one, it's clickbait and it gets people to argue and shit.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's going, look, like, it's not, I don't know, because I spend a lot of my time arguing with the racist in those comments, because my thing is, like, why can't he be a black guy? What?
Yeah.
It's Captain America. That's what happened in the comics. That was his partner. He took over when he dies in the comics. Like, this, who gives a fuck? But it's like, I was playing my part in that too, like arguing with these people because they are racist.
And it kind of legitimizes their position just to even argue with them. And then the people on the side, it's kind of like what the conclusion I came through with the Democrats. At first, you think that they just suck, but then when you realize that they're just a literal paid opposition. You know what I mean? Like they're playing a role. Yeah, it's like you know that do you know The Matrix? Have you seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like how, in part 2, when Neo finds out that this is just the whole Zion and the revolution. This is all just something that the machines kind of calculated for, because 100% of people won't accept the program, so they'll accept that so many people won't, and they'll give you this false sense of hope that you're freeing other people, and then they'll let you all gather around each other, and then at a certain time they'll kill you all, and then just start it all over again, because this is just another planned thing in the wheel that we anticipate there's going to be this much pushback. So let's at least control the pushback that's there and get them all in a place where we can all know what they're doing. And then when we're done with them, we can rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and I mean, and then also now that they have the internet, like they can measure and like they have data, like they can predict human behavior at this point in a way that they can push all those things. I mean, that's what these algorithms are. They're predicting your online behavior, and they can predict what people react to and all those things. Like that's Netflix does it, where they can watch how long you watched a show and know what minute mark you become disinterested in, so they know, okay, on the 7th minute, that's the 7th page in the script, you got to have something crazy happen. And then 21 minutes, something else.
Keep explaining the fucking plot or who you are, or how this. It's all such shit. Okay. So revolution, hard. Getting everybody on the same page, hard. Denouncing, racism, capitalism, hard. It would be if everybody rose up and we just all if we didn't be at each other's throats. We didn't even go against politicians. Just everybody just silently, collectively drove to all these data centers and just lit them on fire, dude. These data centers, though, because it could be, you could be like a super environmentalist, like, yeah, you shouldn't burn coal or nuclear energy, blah, blah, but we do need power, you know what I mean? You do need certain things. So there's certain parts of our society that's dirty and shitty, but unfortunately it's part of the machine. We don't need data centers for shit.
Even that doesn't have to be.
Oh, I know.
They're blocked. It's because they block new ways of doing things, like subways or solar energy.
The minute we pull out of the World Health Organization, they've cured 10 cancers in a fucking week.
No one is invested in solar energy, because once everybody has solar technology, there's no more money to be made, because it's fucking right there.
Yeah, and then all these scientists are getting shot constantly that are working on life-saving.
The amount of articles I've read in the last 3 months specifically where it's like someone tied to some Epstein thing commits suicide or is in a car accident or someone, a scientist, like somebody
0 point energy or some
doing
shit,
something
water
related to Israel or coming out pro-Palestine or there people are dropping like flies for all kinds of reasons.
A lot of slippery banana peels out there. Which is why this podcast is education.
Yes. So in conclusion,
if If you want to get motivated, get off the couch.
Yeah, we hope we've helped you talk you through your motivation.
Oh, God. I even sit on the couch and tell myself I'm going to get up to pee for at least 10 or 15 minutes. I don't even feel like...
I don't have a choice in it anymore. As soon as I have to go, it has to happen.
Prostate.
Yeah. What do we... yeah.
We got through all that and we didn't harp on about the war or the impending doom. Nice. We just,
I think it was a little more hopeful than usual, a little more educational.
America.
Yeah.
Joy is a form of protest. Remember that.
What's that?
Joy is a form of protest. Persevere.
We had some fun here.
Fascists hate that. We always have fun here. Good to be back.
What do you got coming up?
I got nothing. I stumbled into hilarities and I stumbled upon an opening set for the Adrienne Appalucci. I have opened for her a couple times. She is absolutely hilarious. So I will be there next week, which will be the time of the kind of posting of this podcast or around it. So what is today? The 7th? So
yeah, this will be up like Wednesday.
The 13th and the 14th.
That'll be after Wednesday.
Yeah. So that's what I got coming. And then Crowbar starting up March 19th, third Thursdays. I'm going to have the lineup out here real soon. I'm going to be pushing that. So
yeah. Roast Battle Cleveland March 27th. That's all I got going on right now.
Nice.
I do other stuff, you guys.
Chris is killing it.
I'm more than just a mean face.
He's also a sullen face. With a slight look of contempt.
Yes, usually.
Constantly.
But the contempt most people would agree on.
Yeah.
I think I pick my targets correctly.
Yeah. It's not a sawed-off shotgun. It's more of a sniper.
Yeah.
The whole room ain't gonna
I'm a
get
sniper.
It. Yeah.
Subscribe. Come back next week. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Good night and good